the basic premise of making money from betting really comes from taking value, and value is something which is easy to understand when you make it simple. Some people get bogged down and think that betting for income needs to be seriously mathematical and really difficult, Einstein work. But it's just not the case. It can be made simple. So in this video, I'm going to explain that. Don't forget, if you want to join myself and loads of other people making lots of money from betting in the UK, go underneath and you can do that. Hey guys, welcome to this video. Will Sebastian here from BeProfitSmart. You might have come onto my channel already. I've posted many profits from many different bookmakers. Many of you will know also I've taught people around the world now to make money via betting in various different formats, and I made six figures betting myself. Betting is a really good way to make money, especially in the UK, because you can do it tax-free. It doesn't take very long when you're doing it correctly. And, there is just absolutely loads to be made because there's so much competition amongst betting companies, especially now. So I thought I'd do a short explainer on how value betting actually works, because lots of people get really, confused about how it does. It can be made simple. It can be made hard. A lot of people ask me, even if I see them randomly or I don't know them particularly well, they ask me, if I allude to sort of betting on anything, they might say, well, I actually bet a bit, but typically, I come to find they're a gambler. So I sort of decide, am I going to talk about this or not to them? And sometimes I do. And they look at me like it's, rocket science. They say, wow. And it just doesn't need to be that difficult. So this video is going to make it easy. It's going to be a simple explanation by myself. So value in sports betting occurs when the odds taken by an individual placing a bet, are better than the implied chance of winning, given by the market and the wagers placed on that market. So odds are really formed by the wagers going on them. There is no real way, to prove how probable anything is. You can't get the exact chance of, you going to the shop and getting the last packet of chicken off the shelf. There's no odds for that. You can say how likely it is. Someone might say it's 5 to 1. I might say it's 2 to 1. Someone else might say it's 10 to 1. Nobody actually knows. But if we all gave our opinions on the odds and we all bet on it, you would come to an average and you would find, therefore, what the likely chance is. And that's how odds change. Odds change as more money is placed on a market, because if you bet so much on horse A, horse B is less favourable, and the odds come up, and then you bet more on horse B, and so on and so forth. And that's how prices change, and that's how prices are made. So if you're going to be making money and you're going to be betting with value, you're going to only be betting when that payout is too much for the actual chance of you winning the bet. Okay? So in very, very simple terms, let's say the odds of a bet are 10 to 1 and you're betting at 11 to 1. Okay, you're getting 10% more. The value, therefore, is 10%. It's easy to understand and it's easy to get. You're just simply getting paid more than the market is telling you the bet is worth. That is the simple terms. And that's why, I make money value betting. It's why all my members do. And have for a considerable period of time. And you need to understand that, if that is slightly hard to get, okay, the business model of a bookmaker is literally to offer you bets where the odds are worse. So instead of getting 11 to 1, you'll get 9 to 1 or 8 to 1 or 7 to 1. Okay, you're not getting, a good enough payout for the chance of the bet winning or the market price. Okay. Remember, the market price is made up by everyone placing the bets, and then the bookmaker gives you a worse price than the actual chance. That's how they make money. The business model is giving you the worse odds. You have fun if you're a gambler because you enjoyed betting, or maybe you didn't. But a bookie is an entertainment business. So if they're giving you worse than fair odds, obviously, if you want to counteract that, you have to be taking better than fair odds. Okay. Now, the reason why I talk about the bookmaker's business model so much is because I think it's the key for people, to really understand what's going on here and how this works. Okay, so get it clear in your mind that the bookmaker, betting companies, casinos, whatever they're doing, their job is to entertain people. They're entertainment companies. They want people to have fun. Okay, and some people do enjoy gambling because of the big swings in wins and loss and the play on emotions. People do have fun doing it. Some people unfortunately bet too much and lose everything, and it's not so fun at that point. Some people win and then lose everything. Some people win and quit, perhaps. For most people, they'll go along, perhaps to a horse track, bet a tiny amount. If they win or lose, they don't care because it wasn't a lot and it doesn't affect them. And, maybe they had fun, maybe they didn't. But nonetheless, the job of the bookmaker or the horse racing trackside company is to provide that entertainment. And they get paid by giving you the worse odds. That's how they get paid to provide you the entertainment. That is the reality of how betting works. Okay? And you can go and watch my videos on why gambling doesn't work, and it will tell you all about that as well. So we know the odds that are offered are just below market price. Okay? They're below what is fair as a wager. And because they give that to you, most people get entertainment, and then it's paid for by that. If you bet £10 and they give you a bet that's 10% worse than the market price, okay, you lose £1 on average. You place 10 of them, you'll lose £10 on average. Okay, nice and easy to understand. So if you looked at something like a coin flip to further understand that, if you bet £100 on heads, you'll probably win 50 times on average. Okay, if you did the same, another 50 times, you'd lose on average, 50 times in 100. And that is a fair sum game. Okay, a coin flip is one where you can't get an edge. Neither party can get an edge. If you're betting with a bookmaker, the bookie can't get an edge, you can't get an edge. It's completely fair. And therefore, the chance of winning is reflected by the payout fairly, 100%. But if you start to win slightly less, let's say 1 pence less, £99.99, you're suddenly going to start to lose money, because when you win, you're not getting the market fair price. You're getting 1p under it. Okay, and that 1 pence is enough for you to lose money. So if you want to be making money, then obviously, as soon as you start to win 1p more, okay, and you're paid out £100 and 1 pence, you now have you've got the edge essentially, because you're getting more than the market price or the statistical chance, therefore. Okay, so because you're getting paid more than the market price, the fair market price, you make money. When you're paid less than the market price, you lose money. And all the while, this is how gaming companies offer their entertainment. So I think it should be clear to you now what side you really want to be on, okay, and what side I'm on, and everyone I've taught. It's on the side where the payout is higher. Now, why is that possible? Well, it's actually possible in various formats, and at the core of it, if you're someone who's done something like match betting, that is what you're doing. You're just EV betting with free bets. Although you are laying them off, okay, the value you're getting comes from the free bet anyway. So all betting strategies, no matter what they are, rely on value. If you're doing 2-ups, for example, or something like that, you're just getting value in another format. You're always being paid more out than you should, and that's how the money is made. Match betting isn't really necessary. If you're taking the right odds, you could just bet the free bets. You'd still make money overall. Okay? So when you're getting paid more than you should, it's not immediately obvious to the bookmaker how that's happening or what is happening, because they don't dive into the odds you take as such. And it's hard to tell when you're doing that. They just look at the P&L, which typically is going to be like you can see on the bottom right, although not so steep in every case, which obviously I've shown in my videos. So in a real example, okay, let's say the market price is 1-to-1, it's evens. You bet £1, you win £1. Okay, your return is £2. You get the stake of £1 and the winnings. All right, so even money. If you're given odds of 1.2-to-1, On a market price bet of 1-to-1, obviously you receive 20% more winnings. And that's why bookmakers give boosts, because it encourages people to win more. In many cases, they're still getting a negative value bet. It is a bit of a scam, in my opinion at least. Okay. But you can get odds that are higher than market price, and that's how we're making money. That is how we make so much, whether it's from horses, each way betting, or any other means, handicaps, etc. Then, as long as you're taking a price higher than the market price, you'll make money. So you're getting paid more than you should be. In other words, the odds you're getting, effective odds, are just too high. Okay. So the odds you're getting are just paying you too much. Now, the coin example, let's say you had a 5% positive margin, all right, rather than a tiny 1p margin, okay? Then every time you win on a coin flip, okay, you've got 100 flips and you've got a 5% positive margin, you'd expect to win 5% over time. That is how EV works, okay? So 5% of £100, okay, as a flip is £5. You do it 100 times because your edge is 5% of the time. You should be up £500 on all of those flips. So if you bet if you did 100 flips with £100 as a stake, you would bet 10k total. You should be up 5% overall. Now, because the methods I bring out are so quick, it very much makes it worth it, because 100 bets really doesn't take a very long time. You can do every bet in a few seconds, more or less. And I mostly bet thousands a day in all my examples. So you can see how quickly you would bet 10 grand. But you can see the margin, therefore, is much higher in this case, 5%. And that's how you can make higher amounts. So why doesn't everyone do that? Because most people don't. That's why so many people aren't making as much as they could. I mean, I've tried to post as much as I can. I've gone on about it for ages. I do webinars frequently. They just don't think it's possible. I think it's hard for people to understand that it can be done. They don't understand it. I've explained it in layman's terms now, but people don't seem to get it anyway. And they just don't see the potential. They're not willing to put the work in, the very simple and easy work, to maximize their gains. And it keeps them trapped, unfortunately. And of course, lots of people just don't know this happens. People don't even do bet, they don't bet at all. So if there's tens of thousands available to be made, I've posted all about it, live profit videos, what's stopping you? Don't forget, if you want to learn and you want to start doing that like I am, just go underneath the video, get started today. See you soon.